Hey everyone, Julian here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to properly layer sounds and sort of like common mistakes that I see people making and how to avoid them. So I have this thing in front of me I just put together. It's just this sort of MIDI file I had made, and I put it on a few different sounds and got some layering going. And I'm going to break it down and kind of show you what I did and how you can avoid mistakes. So this is what it sounds like. So yeah, there are 5 layers. It's this one, this bass, this, and then that synth. And what they're all kind of doing, and this is like the first point that I want to make, or the first main point I want to make, is these are all doing very different things. This is very different from this, which is very different from this, which is very different from this, which is of course very different from this. They're not all, I'm not layering sounds to build up one particular range of the frequency spectrum. I'm layering sounds to build up the entire frequency spectrum. Like, you wouldn't want to put like a supersaw with another supersaw. Then you're just going to have a really loud supersaw. What you would want to do is layer like a supersaw with like a string sample. Like I did here. This isn't a supersaw, but it is a synth. I layered them with like brass and string samples. So like they're two very different things, and again, we're trying to fill the frequency spectrum, not overload one small area of it. So yeah, I mean that's kind of the main thing. The other thing I will talk about though is like with the MIDI and the programming, you don't necessarily, even if you have like a part like this which is playing chords, and it's kind of like, you know, these bouncy chords, like the chords sort of are the melody. Even when you have a part like that, you don't necessarily want every instrument to just be playing the same thing. Like, if you look at these MIDI files, and I should have probably colored these to be different, you'll notice this one is the only layer that's actually playing the chords. All the other layers are just playing single notes. They're just monophonic. The leads and the synths and all that, these are just playing the thirds from the chords, and then there's little melody notes, and then the bass is, of course, just playing the root notes. So this is another very important thing, because what can happen is when you have something that you just want to be in a certain range and you don't want it to be taking up a whole lot of space, the easiest way to do that is to just have it playing notes that get it in that certain frequency range, rather than having it play the whole thing. Like if I put the whole MIDI file on this string sound, it's cool, but we kind of get like, we're getting more than we want out of this one layer. And again, if this was just one layer, that would be fine. You could overload it, have it be playing, you know, a ton of stuff that fills up the whole frequency spectrum. But because we have 5 layers here and we need to split across the layers and just get the best of all of them, that's kind of the idea. Like I said, the monophonic things here kind of help with that. So yeah, I mean, really, aside from that, the only other main thing I can recommend to you is try to choose sounds that complement each other. For example, I feel like this chord synth thing and this brass sample, I think they really, really complement each other. Where the chord thing doesn't have a whole lot of high end, it doesn't have a whole lot of sharpness and brightness, the brass sample really makes up for it. And where the brass sample doesn't have a lot of low end and sort of like low mids and power behind it, the synth kind of makes up for that. And the same can be said about a lot of this. Like, this string is kind of building up that low mid area. This lead is sort of adding stuff in the mids, and then the bass is, of course, in the low end. So again, you want to try to choose sounds that complement each other, and you really can't go wrong. Once again, as long as you like try to layer to build up the frequency spectrum rather than just layering to take up one small part very strongly, you should be good. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. Make sure to let me know what you think of this video in the comments, and make sure to like this video as well as subscribe, maybe even share the video if it really helped you out. Check out my sample packs, and I will see you guys again tomorrow with another tutorial.